What's up, guys? This is the, what is it? Number 11?
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Wow, I can't believe that. Number 11 of the Zombie Den podcast. Might be a little bit loud out here on my back porch, kind of doing the podcast today. Just poured my first beer. And I just wanted to look at the crackheads at the gas station a couple doors down. Just to kind of get some ambiance for this podcast. I'm just kidding. It's been a while since I've done one of these. It's been like a month, but man, it feels like 2 years. I hope I can remember how to edit stuff. I'm getting old. I can't remember shit. But yeah, this is episode 11 or volume 11 of the Zombies Den podcast. That's like a Quentin Tarantino kind of influence, the volume. I just thought that was cool. But before an hour, we'll just kind of hang out. And like I said, I just poured my first beer. I don't know if I'll finish it by today. I kind of do it in segments. Like my father-in-law was asking me, I can't even talk that long. He's like, I can't sit there for an hour and just kind of talk, about the stuff you do. And I was like, well, I do in segments, like 5 minutes here or there and edit it together. But I think he still didn't understand. But anyway, for an hour, talk about metal and music and movies and TV stuff and all kinds of cool stuff. And I'll try not to get political or religious. I know I like adding those tidbits in there. But I might do like a little segment, just fast forward through it. So for an hour, get you a beer and enjoy the show. Everybody's favorite segment is movie, music, and TV news. And I think I have a lot today. Let's see what we got right here. The first thing I wanted to talk about, let's see what we got right here. I guess Linkin Park has a new singer, and I don't know her name, but they have a new song out, and I can't remember the song either. And they're coming out with a new album. Let's see. Let me look it up. I got you here. Let's see. People say that. Since I got here, let me look it up real quick. The album's going to be called From Zero. And the song is called The Emptiness Machine. And I might have to play that song on here today. Anyway, Jerry Cantrell's come out with another solo album pretty soon. And he's released 2 songs. And I was going to play them today on the podcast and see if you dig them. To me, they sound just like Alice in Chains songs. But anyway, apparently in other news, Evil Dead is coming out with the makers of Evil Dead are coming out with an animated movie with Bruce Campbell returning. I don't know if he's returning as Ash. It's not really clear what it says, but that would be cool. I know they're making 2 Evil Dead movies at the same time, and I feel like they keep hinting at Ash's return, but I don't know. You know how that goes. We'll see. If Ash returns or not, I'll be happy either way. I'd be super happy. I have a huge nerd boner if he returns, but if he doesn't, it's all good. I know Bruce Campbell's getting kind of up there, but anyway, let's see what else we got in other news. It's like the Toxic Avenger movie has been canceled. That's kind of sad. I really wanted to see that. I was just kind of curious. How worse can it be from the old one? I love the old one. The old one's bad, but that's what everybody loved about it. I love those old. I've watched them on Tubi pretty recently. All the Toxic Avenger movies. They're just hilarious. I love them. But anyway, hopefully they'll release it one day. I'm kind of sad they didn't release the Batgirl movie because it had Michael Keaton's Batman in it. I heard he was like a pivotal kind of role in that movie. I think that would have been really cool. But Warner Brothers, they suck. They suck ass. But anyway, see what else we got here. They apparently Marvel is so excited about Deadpool and Wolverine. They're apparently making a Hulk and Wolverine movie is in the works. Ooh. And that would be interesting. I wonder how that would work. I know They always kind of fighting in the comics and stuff. And if you had that comic, I think the first appearance of Wolverine, if I'm not mistaken, was in a Hulk comic book. So that would be cool, you know, with Hugh Jackman in it. I know Hugh Jackman's supposed to show up in some of the Avengers movies. I think Avengers Secret Wars is just going to be a nerdgasm overload, you know. I just, the things I hear, it's like, holy shit. But anyway, we'll see when it comes. Marvel always treats their fans good, I think. Says, I read in some news, Ryan Reynolds calls for Marvel to give Wesley Snipes a send-off Blade movie. Ooh, I'd be up for that. I want to see, like, what's his name? Herschel Walker? His Blade version. I want to see what he would do. I heard Mila Goff is going to be in that Blade movie too, playing like a vampire or something. I heard Dracula is going to be the bad guy. And I know there was a rumor for a while that, what's his name from The Boys that plays Homelander? What's his name? Anthony Starr? I heard he was rumored to be Dracula, but that would be amazing. Let's see what else we got right here. Apparently, I've read this. This is a huge rumor, and I hope this is true because I love the Snyderverse. But apparently, Warner Brothers has sold the rights to the Snyderverse to Universal Pictures, and kind of makes sense because a lot of the people that used to work for Warner Brothers left and now work for Universal, like Christopher Nolan, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, James, what's his name? Mine's going blank. James Wan does too, sorry. you know me and my mind fog. Anyway, apparently they're finally going to release David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Warner Brothers gave Dave Ayer the Snyder treatment like they did Snyder on his Justice League. They did that with the Suicide cut. They kind of cut it so much where it didn't resemble the movie that he originally shot. And apparently it's supposed to have more Jared Leto Joker, more Ben Affleck Batman. Apparently Batman, there's a scene where Batman goes into the sewer to catch Killer Croc. Why would you fucking cut that out of that movie? That sounds so badass. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? You know, they're clueless at Warner Brothers. But anyway, apparently they're going to release it now or something like that. I think it's cool. We live in a world where I'm not like, I see people all the time post, you know, hashtag fire James Gunn or you know, fire, you know, fuck Zack Snyder. I like both. I can't wait to see both. You know, both guys are so creative. I want to see, it's cool to live in a world where we might get both, you know, the Snyderverse and James Gunn's universe. I think that's cool. You know, what's wrong with liking both? And I even love Matt Reeves' Batman universe. I think it's awesome. I just watched the first episode of the Penguin show where, you know, Colin Farrell's version of the Penguin that's in the Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson Batman movie. He has his own series on HBO Max. If you didn't know, he probably know. Like, you know what? I already know that motherfucker. I was like, okay, calm down. No, I'm just kidding. But I watched the first episode. Even my wife watched it with me. We really enjoyed it. But anyway, I mean, it's cool. We live in a, you know, kind of, you know, era where we might get all that, and then on top of that, Marvel movies, you know. But anyway, I can't remember what I was gonna say. Anyway, I know they're going to start filming, oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. I know they're going to start filming Batman 2 pretty soon. I think next year for a 2026 release. That's cool with me. If they get the script right, I really enjoyed the first one. If they get the script right, that's cool with me. And I'm going to be making part 2 pretty soon for Robert Pattinson. But I really enjoyed that. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the sequel. I heard rumors that the Court of Owls are going to be in the sequel. If you know that story, you know, about the Court of Owls, I actually have a couple issues are pretty badass. That's really cool. But anyway, that is the music and movie news, and I hope you loved it. And you wouldn't know it right now, but I'm tucking my wiener while drinking beer. So, yeah. So on to the next segment.
Hey, boys.
This is the segment where I kind of the most interesting segment where I kind of share what I've been listening to and I've been watching. I know that's interesting to you. The 5 people that listen to my podcast, that's probably generous. 5 people. It's probably less than that. Probably 4 of them are bots, and the other one's probably my grandma. It's like, Joshy, baby, you shouldn't cuss like that. But anyway, me and my wife bought me tickets to go see Rob Zombie. Was Alice Cooper in Ministry and Filter. And we went and saw that last Thursday. I almost said Friday, but I took off a couple days from work, and it was nice. And the weather was great. It's very fall weather. Kind of rainy, but it didn't rain enough to where we were soaked. Like, it was in an amphitheater. We're in the very back, almost to the edge where the water could catch you. Of course, that's my life. That's an analogy for my life. Oh, sorry. I'm on my 3rd beer. Anyway, we kind of got there. This concert started at 6. We didn't really get to our seats at maybe 6:15 or 6:20, and Filter had already gone on at I guess 6 sharp. So we missed a lot of their set. Excuse me, I live off of a fucking racetrack. I don't know if you heard. I don't know what it is about these fucking assholes. They tear up their cars. They have like this 6-cylinder Mustang that, I don't know. I guess it gets their dick hard to rev it up. But anyway, Filter already went on. We missed a lot of their set. I was kind of disappointed. I really like Filter. I don't like, what's his name? Richard Patrick's Politics. I think his politics, he's a fucking moron, but his music is awesome. I didn't know for the longest time his brother is Robert Patrick from Terminator 2, the T-1000. I didn't know that, which I thought was really cool. And for the longest time, I didn't know Richard Patrick was in Nine Inch Nails as one of the guitar players. So the guy's kind of a fucking legend. But anyway, I read something that Trent Reznor wasn't paying him shit, and he asked his manager, or maybe Nine Inch Nails manager, for more money, and he said, well, you can, there's a Pizza Hut or Domino's down the street, you can just deliver pizzas. And I think Richard's like, fuck this, I've been writing some new songs, I'm gonna start my own band. I thought that was pretty admirable. I think that was kind of a dick move, what the manager says, but they don't give a shit. But anyway, the next band to go on was Ministry, and I'm a fan of Ministry, but I'm not a fan of Al Jolson's politics too. He's kind of woke too. Of course, he was making fun of rednecks, and like at in the middle of a Georgia show. I mean, the dude is like, dude, you know where the fuck you're at? You're in fucking Georgia, you making fun of rednecks. But anyway, I tell you what, they were the loudest fucking band I think I've ever heard, and I've been to a lot of concerts, and loud does not bother me because I'm already going deaf, but oh my god, they were so fucking loud. But they were good. They played some stuff from Psalm 69, and that's probably the most album I'm listening to. I listened to a little bit of Filth Pig. There's some good stuff on there, but I love Psalm 69. I need to listen to more of their stuff. Their new stuff sounded really good, but I tell you what, they were so fucking loud. Like they were setting up for them to go on. I was like, holy shit, this is loud. But anyway, the next band to go on was Alice Cooper. And I tell you what, Alice Cooper stole the show. Alice Cooper was amazing. And I knew he'd be good, but I didn't expect he'd be that good. He had 3 guitar players. And the 2 other guys I didn't know, but the one guitar player I knew was Nita Strauss, which is a very lovely lady. But anyway, he was just, awesome. He played all the hits, and my wife even loved it. My wife even I think I'm turning my wife on the bands I like. I feel bad. Such a nice girl, and I'm turning her into evil music and evil movies. But anyway, they were great. The last song, they put Alice in like a gallows, and they had the little blade come down and cut his head off. And the lady came out and dressed like kind of like a Southern belle, kind of those big dresses with the eye patch with a wig, and kind of grabbed his head. And my wife's like, I think that's Sherry Moon Zombie. And I was like, I don't know, babe. It could be. It does kind of look like her. But then Alice came out and said, this is my wife. And I was like, I thought that was really cool. He gave her a big kiss. I thought that was really neat. But such a good show. I would go see Alice Cooper again. He was amazing. So he went on. He played probably about an hour. And then Rob Zombie went on. And I've seen Rob Zombie before. I love his movies. I love his music. I've been a fan since I was a kid. One of my podcasts was dedicated to, Less Sexo, Devil Music Volume 1 or whatever. So, I think the first time I saw him was John 5. It was at like a little venue. It was like an old church. and me and my buddy were sitting in the balcony, and we could see everything. I could even see Sherry Moon Zombie on the side. And he had John 5 as his guitar player, and if you don't know, John 5 left to join Motley Crue, and he was this fucking killer. And I don't know I know Riggs is back in the band. Riggs was his guitar player in his early solo career, kind of with Hellbilly Deluxe and Sinister Urge. Sinister Urge is my favorite Zombie solo album, but anyway, he just didn't sound as good as he usually does. I thought Riggs' guitar playing was kind of muddy in the mix. I think when you tune that low down the guitar, like when you tune your strings that low, I feel like it gets too muddy, and I couldn't really hear him in the mix. I don't know if they were having an off night, but I didn't really like it as much as when I saw him with John 5. But I don't know, it was still a good show. Like, he had more of a theatrical show. He had big like monitors, and he had a big robot come out during More Than Human, and he had like had a big devil come out during I think it was like Blackula, or maybe it was with the King Freak song, Triumph of the King Freak. It was a cool song, but this like Riggs' guitar playing was just kind of muddy in the mix, and I just wasn't impressed. But he was still good. I mean, I'm just kind of nitpicking. He was still good. I mean, I think Rob Zombie just turned 60. For him to kind of be jumping around on these monitors and shit, I couldn't do that, But it was a great show, and I appreciate Babes getting the tickets. I call my wife Babes, and some of my friends make fun of me. They can go fuck themselves. They say that because they're single. They're mad. But anyway, my wife bought tickets to go see Staind and Breaking Benjamin this Saturday. She's a big Staind fan, and she's really excited. She's never seen Staind before. I saw Staind. There used to be this concert venue called the International Ballroom. Now I think it's like a Spanish dance club or something. But anyway, I went and saw him. Limp Bizkit was the headliner, and this was when Limp Bizkit came out in the late 90s. My first show was a Christian show. I have to tell about that in another podcast. But anyway, it's my first real rock show. Limp Bizkit was the headliner. I think Kid Rock and Powerman 5000 were supposed to be there, but I don't know. I can't remember. That was 20-something years ago. But anyway, it was Limp Bizkit, and then Staind was opening up. And Staind, I never heard of them. That's when they were like heavy, like not the radio friendly. I'll be there, or I'll be a. Was it? Can't talk. It's been a while. Not or outside. Not that Staind. This is like the. I don't know if you heard their first couple albums. Everybody thinks their first album is Dysfunctional. It's actually this album called Tormented. And Fred Durst actually got them kicked out the tour because they have like a blade kind of inside like a bloody Bible and all. I actually have it. It's actually a badass album. They have a different version of Mud Shuttle. Mud Shuttle, I can't talk. Sorry, guys. I had a couple beers, but I can't talk anyway when I'm sober. But anyway, they were opening up, and I asked the guy in front of me. I was 17 at the time. I was with my stepdad's kind of half brother. He took me. He was actually really cool. His name was Jason. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but anyway, he took me to my first show, and I go, "Hey, what's the band going on right now? It's this band called Staind." And I never heard of them, and they come out in all black, and Aaron Lewis is like, he's really shy. He kind of hunched back, and he's like, "Hey, we're Staind," and starts playing the first song. I think it was a song called A Flat that's on Dysfunctional. I was like, they played the whole set, and they were super fucking heavy, and the impression I got, it was kind of a lighter Pantera mixed with Tool, mixed with Alice in Chains, and throw in some maybe Pearl Jam and Soundgarden. I went out and bought the CD, I think, the next day, and I was super impressed. Of course, Limp Bizkit went on. They were awesome. I know people talk shit, but they're really good live. I remember Wes Berlin, he was, when they went on, he had these black contacts in, and he looked like he, stared at me all crazy, and I was like, kind of freaked out, I was like, but it was a cool show. But anyway, my wife's never seen him. We're going to go see him Saturday night, and I bought a vinyl album. They put out, a live vinyl album, I don't know, a couple years ago. I think it's called Live at the Foxwoods, 2019. I put that on the turntable last night. We were just kind of hanging out, and we were listening to it. She was getting excited. Oh, they sound really good. It's a really good vinyl pressing. It sounds really good. They sound good live, so my wife's excited. I'm excited, so we'll have a good time. But anyway, I saw that Dream Theater is putting out different box sets of their albums in different kind of eras. I know they're coming out with one next week where it's Images and Words through Fallen in Infinity. And I tried to pre-order it. It's already sold out. It's like, damn it. And I hope they repress it again because that's one of my favorite bands. But I did get, I don't know if you're familiar with the band DRY. It stands for Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. I got their album Thrash Zone in the mail. We kind of listened to that album after the Stain album. And I listened to my newer pressing of A Day to Remember, Homesick. We listened to that too. My wife likes that band a lot. So we listened to that. We had kind of a night of kind of having a couple drinks and listening to some vinyl, back rubs. You know how that goes. But anyway, I was going to play some new music. I was going to play some new Jerry Cantrell from his new album. We released 2 songs. And I know Opeth has come out with a new album. I don't know if you like Opeth. I love them. If you heard the 2 new songs, they've kind of brought back their death metal growls, which is really exciting because they kind of had a departure from the last couple of albums. They kind of went into like a more 1970s kind of prong metal kind of thing. It's still cool. I love Opeth. They're such a great band. They're great live. I was going to play some stuff from that, and then I think I was going to play stuff from the new Smashing Pumpkins album. They came out with a new album, and it really sounds like old 90s Smashing. This is the best Smashing Pumpkins album I think I've heard in years, and I was kind of disappointed in the Autumn album. They just had one good song, That'd Be Gold. I liked a couple of their songs off the Autumn album, but I thought it was kind of like a techno Pink Floyd like grunge album. It was just kind of strange. Kind of hearing that come out, I was like, wow, that sounds like I really love that, but I didn't. But anyway, I was gonna play some of that, and I was gonna play mine's going blank. Oh, some of the new Mushroom Head album. The new Mushroom Head album is really, really solid. Sorry, a loud motorcycle in this one. I'll tell you, I live off of fucking racetrack. Sounds like I live off, like I live next to an airport or something. The runway, the airplane's landing and going. When I was play some stuff from that, I got the movie, the Nicolas Cage and the girl. I can't remember her name. The girl from the It Follows movie, Long Legs. I've been wanting to see it forever, and I got it in the mail today, but I have not watched it yet. The thing is, like, I record, this podcast in segments, but by the time I, kind of do another segment, I might be, it takes it like a week or 2 or edit it together. I might already watched it, and I might kind of talk about it by the end of the podcast. So, anyway, I got that in the mail, and I can't wait to watch it, especially around Halloween. I know everybody has their movies they watch around Halloween, and in this episode I was going to kind of talk about my movies I try to watch every Halloween. But anyway, I'm just going to play some music, and I hope you dig it, so stay tuned.
You dig it! Can you dig it?
I don't know if I mentioned in the last kind of segment, Metallica just announced that they're going on tour next year. I think they're calling it the 72 Seasons Tour, like their last album. I think in certain parts of the country, I think they're having Limp Bizkit and Ice Nine Kills open up, and then the other part of the country, they're having Pantera and Suicidal Tendencies open up for them. I'm glad I fell on the Pantera and Suicidal Tendencies side. I'm going to try to get tickets today. I think they go on sale today if you're a member of their Metallica fan club. They think go on sale like maybe 10 o'clock or noon. I can't remember. I think it goes on the rest of the country. I think it goes on sale on Friday. But I said I wouldn't see Metallica again. But the last time I saw them, they played in a huge arena and it kind of echoed and it just didn't sound good. And the bands opened up for them were like Cage the Elephant and Greta Van Fleet. I thought that was kind of out of place for a Metallica show. Every time I see Metallica, like a metal band or a rock bands open up for them. But I thought Greta Van Fleet was pretty good. I was kind of a fan. I'm not like a huge fan of Greta Van Fleet, but I thought they were really good. And the other band was Cage the Elephant, and they were just fucking horrible. I went and got a beer. I thought they just fucking sucked. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get tickets today. I'm excited about that. But anyway, I would love to see Limp Bizkit. I don't mind Limp Bizkit. Like I saw them kind of back in the day, and they were really good. I could give 2 shits about Ice Nine Kills. I just can't get into that band. It's weird because they have a lot of their songs are about like kind of horror movies, but from what I heard, I just didn't dig it. It wasn't my thing. I know, it's kind of like a band like Hollywood Undead. I just don't dig it. But anyway, I was gonna play you some two new Jerry Cantrell songs. He's got a new album come out in October. I think it's called I Want Blood. And these two new songs, they really have an Alice in Chains kind of feel to it, kind of the newer Alice in Chains. So I was going to play you some new songs off his album coming out. I think it comes out October 18th. I don't know if I said that. So, but I really dig the new songs. I hope the rest of the album sounds like that. Something I forgot to mention. When I was at the Rob Zombie Alice Cooper concert during the Alice Cooper set, we were me and my wife looked behind me and we were kind of wondering, there was security talking to some guy, and I was kind of wondering what was going on. I was like, maybe they were kind of coming down hard on people smoking weed, because there was a lot of weed smoking at that show. And anyway, I guess my wife asked the girl right beside her what's going on, and I guess a couple have been screwing a couple rows down from us, just kind of having sex while Alice Cooper is going on. I don't know why you just can't wait till you get home or in the car or find in the trees or in the forest or something. I don't know. People are strange. And my wife described the girl, and I remember seeing the girl. She was kind of a young girl. She had a mesh top where you could see through, and she didn't have a bra on, and she had electrical tape over her nipples. Very interesting. But I've been to probably a million concerts. I've never, ever seen people screwing at a concert. But I didn't see it. I just kind of heard about it. So, but anyway, I'm going to move on to the Jerry Cantrell songs. I hope you dig them. I actually really like the songs. I might have to pre-order the new album. But I'm going to play you his two new songs now, and I hope you dig them. The next couple of songs I want to play is from the new Opeth album that's come out in October too. I can't remember the exact date it's coming out. But one of the songs, both songs sound really prongy, but it sounds really good. I can't wait to hear the rest of the album. But one of the songs has like the death metal growls back in it, which is really cool to hear Michael do that again. It's really weird. Like the song titles don't really have names, or I don't know if it's in like their language, their Swedish language. It looks like an S1, S3. I'm not really sure what that means. But anyway, I was gonna play the 2 new songs now, like a snippet of it. It's probably not the whole song, but I hope you dig them. I really like it. I can't wait to hear the rest of this album. Really prongy sounding. Sorry, it's early in the morning and the coffee hasn't kicked in, so I'm gonna play them now, and I hope you dig them. Now I was going to play you the new Linkin Park song. I kind of Googled the new singer. Her name is Emily Armstrong, and she was in a band called Dead Sarah. I think that's what it's called. I really don't mind this new song. It kind of reminds me of their old stuff. I kind of hope they go back to kind of their old sound. I hope the new album, I think it's called From Zero. Kind of reminds me, there was this like new metal band came around the same time as Linkin Park came out. It was called From Zero, and they were really good actually. And I think they came out with 2 albums and disappeared. But anyway, we're talking about Linkin Park. But this is from their new album. It's called like I said, it's called From Zero. I think the new song was called Emptiness Machine. I kind of dig it. That the new singer kind of reminds me of Chester a little bit. You know, she's got kind of the same range. So, but anyway, I'm gonna play it for you now, like a snippet of it, and then hope you like it.
Your blades are sharpened with precision, flashing your favorite point of view. I know you're waiting in the distance, just like you always do, just like you always do. Already pulling me in, already under my skin, and I know exactly how this ends. I let you cut me open just to watch me bleed. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm hoping for what I won't receive. Falling for the promise of the emptiness machine. The emptiness machine.
I was gonna play you some more music. A lot of new music out lately. Smashing Pumpkins came out with the new album, and I was gonna play you 2 new songs from it. It's the best. Like I said before, it's probably the best Smashing Pumpkins album I think I've heard in a long time, and it's kind of heavy. I'm gonna play you 2 like kind of snippets of 2 songs, and I hope you guys dig it. I really like this album. I need to listen to it more. So I'm going to play the 2 new songs now. The last kind of new music I wanted to kind of talk about, Mushroom Head has come out with a new album called Call the Devil. Very Christian of them. I was gonna play you the first song on the first on the new album. This is the first track. It's pretty heavy. The new album is all pretty solid. I know they have a female singer in the band now. I didn't know that. The music kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, Pantera mixed with Ministry, a little bit of Faith No More, a little bit of Slipknot or Mudvayne. Very cool. They definitely have their own thing going. They definitely have their own sound. But the new album is very solid. I need to get it one day. I just kind of been streaming it. But I really, really like it. I need to listen to it more. If you don't know anything about Mushroom Head, they kind of have kind of a theatrical thing kind of going on. I'm going to play this track now, and I hope you dig it. And then we'll move on to the first movie.
Get something's cool. Do you ever think that modern life is not for you? Do you do the same dead-end job every day? Is your love life dying on its feet?
To a wonderful man.
Have you ever felt that you're turning into a zombie? Maybe you're not alone.
She said. Although no one official is prepared to comment, religious groups are calling it Judgment Day. It is vital that you stay in your homes and avoid all physical contact with the assailants. So, what's the plan? Bash him in the head, that seems to work out. Why have we got to go Lizzie? Because I love her. Alright, okay. Right there. Hold it there. Here they come!
The movie of the podcast, or the movie I wanted to talk about today, is the 2004 romantic zombie comedy directed by Edgar Wright, Shaun of the Dead, starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and a whole bunch of other people. think I didn't see this movie to maybe 2005, maybe. I don't know why. Somebody had like a late American premiere. Yeah, this movie had to like kind of grow on me. I can't believe I'm saying that now, because nowadays I love it. It's one of my favorite, horror movies. It's hilarious. I don't know why it took so long to grow up. Probably because I was probably young and stupid. That's probably the truth of it. But this is a part of a trilogy done by Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright, called the Three Flavors of Cornetto trilogy. I hope I'm saying that right. That include Hot Fuzz, which is hilarious, and The World's End. Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I didn't see The World's End till like maybe a couple years ago, but I think it's great too. It's not as good as Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, but I don't know. Maybe I don't get the English sense of humor sometimes. But now I love it. I think Nick Frost is hilarious. I think Simon Pegg is hilarious. They keep joking that they're gonna make like a sequel, but I think Simon Pegg said in an interview recently that he said they'll probably never make one. I think people are saying, hey, I need Shaun of the Dead 2 in my life. And the interview I read, like, Simon Pegg's like, you don't need fucking Shaun of the Dead 2 in your life, which is kind of harsh and kind of breaks my heart because I love it. It was said the movie was inspired, Edgar Wright was kind of watching Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, Brain Dead by Peter Jackson, and George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead movies. I guess the first trilogy. Apparently they got this idea while they were filming their show Spaced, where I guess Simon Pegg's character, Nick Frost's character, are playing Resident Evil 2, like the video game, and they have a dream of a zombie apocalypse. I've never have seen the show Space. I think Nick Frost is on it, but I know they wrote a lot of the two characters, the main characters, based on the real life. They were going to a pub every night. It says on Wikipedia, so it must be true. And Edgar Wright kind of was trying to convince them not to. I've done that. I've had that in my life where me and a buddy went to the same bar every night. I feel like I've lived this life, but we didn't have a zombie apocalypse or anything like that. But and I try to watch this movie every Halloween. Not even Halloween. This probably once or twice a year. I just get a kick out of it. I think it's well written. Will Wheaton, but I think it's just well written, and I think Edgar Wright's a great director. I don't know if this is his first movie or not. I would have to look that up on Wikipedia too, but it's probably gonna be wrong. But he's a great director. I think Simon Pegg is a great actor. Nick Frost is hilarious. I think he's very underrated. I saw he's coming out with like another horror movie, Nick Frost. I always enjoy seeing him in stuff. I feel like I don't see him in a lot of things. Maybe he's just not in a lot of American movies. But this movie's great. I'm sure a lot of people have already seen it. You saw my thumbnail. You knew what movie I was going to kind of talk about. Trying to think what else I can kind of say about it. I mean, the gore's really good. I mean, it's got a lot of comedy in it. I don't know why I didn't get it. I guess the first time I saw it, I didn't think it was scary or funny. Now I think it's both. Now I laugh at the same jokes every time. I don't know why it kind of had to kind of grow on me. It seems like there's a lot of love for it. Every time I post on Facebook, I'm watching it. There's always one of my buddies who'll comment or like it, or there's a lot of love for this movie now. I kind of wish there was more movies like this in the zeitgeist, just kind of, like I kind of don't know how to explain it, I actually bought a Shaun of the Dead figurine. Todd McFarlane, he kind of comes out with those, what do they call it, like horror movie maniacs, those figurines. I call them figurines. They're dolls. I play with my dolls. But anyway, I left them in the box. But I bought a Shaun of the Dead one on eBay, I don't know, 4 years ago, and I still have it. I bought that one and an Aussie one. And And my wife can't believe I bought it. But, I got it hanging up in my man cave along with Ozzy. I like to collect more of those movie maniacs. The things are really cool. But I love Hot Fuzz, too. I think Hot Fuzz is kind of like a parody action movies. I think it kind of parodies horror movies, too. I think Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are a good duo. They're like a modern, what is the, I mean this in the best way. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are kind of like the modern Abbott and Costello kind of. I mean that in the best way. I think I was watching Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, which has like pretty much all the Universal monsters, and I thought it was hilarious. And every movie I put, I kind of put I'm watching on Facebook. Just to kind of, I like to track, like 2 years or 3 years. Facebook shows you memories. I like this kind of seeing that I watched it and just kind of like, oh yeah, I remember watching that. I need to watch that again. I like doing that. my father-in-law was kind of laughing at me. I was watching Abbott and Costello. He's like, man, that's really fucking old. And then like, man, I think some of the best horror movies are the Universal monster movies, But anyway, if you haven't seen Shaun of the Dead and you haven't, what are you doing? Go watch it now. It's awesome. Like I said, I didn't get it at the time. I don't know why. Like I said, I was stupid. But I love Edgar Wright's movies. Edgar Wright's kind of like a director where it's like Quentin Tarantino or what's another one I like? Robert Rodriguez or those directors that you love. And like, okay, he's coming out with a new movie. This is going to be like an event. I can't wait to see what he does. Edgar Wright's kind of one of those directors, and he's a really creative dude. I know he had he was going to make the first Ant-Man movie back when Marvel Cinematic Universe kind of got started, and I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if a lot of his ideas went into the Ant-Man movie that ended up getting made with Paul Rudd, but the guy's super creative. I kind of wonder why he left the Ant-Man movie, because I think Ant-Man movie was supposed to come out around the time like the Marvel Cinematic Universe got started. Like it was supposed to come out around like Iron Man and Captain America and Thor, the first of those movies. But anyway, we're talking about Shaun of the Dead. But like I said, I always try to watch it on Halloween. It's like one of those movies on my list where I gotta watch it. The original Halloween 1 and 2 and Trick or Treat with Sam, and that's another movie I need to do on here. But anyway, Shaun of the Dead, it's a blast. It's probably one of the best zombie movies ever made. It's hilarious. Have a couple beers one night, sit down and watch it. The album I want to talk about this episode was the 2004 heavy metal classic. They call it metalcore, but I don't like that word. I think it's just metal, and it was a breath of fresh air for metal for me. It's the first album featuring Howard Jones on vocals and drummer Justin Foley. I'm talking about the End of Heartache by Killswitch Engage. I love this band so much. I think they're amazing. They always write amazing songs. I think Adam D is an amazing guitar player. I can't remember the other guitar player's name, which he's really good too. I mean, all the guys in the band are amazing. It was released on May 11th, 2004. I remember getting this album. I think I got it at Borders. That's the only place I could find it. It was before they kind of hit it real big. It was like a kind of a groundswell about this band. They didn't sound like anybody. It's just where metalcore was like every band sounded like Killswitch Engage. It seemed like after this album was released, every metal band wanted to sound, even old metal bands were changing their sound. They kind of sound kind of metalcore, which I don't like that word. It's like grunge, you know. To me, it's just rock music, you know, grunge, you know. Like Killswitch is just metal, you know. It's just a different kind of metal, and it's kind of combining kind of melodic death metal and kind of more melodic, kind of like they would be super heavy and then kind of go into like a super catchy chorus. And, you know, at the time, you know, bands weren't really doing it so well like this. This is probably over time got to be like my favorite, probably favorite Killswitch album. Either this or Live with Just Breathing. It's kind of hard to pick which one. I love Jesse's voice too, the original singer. You know, he left before this album was recorded. Now he's back in the band and recorded several albums with them. But I was kind of skeptical, like when they change singers. Kind of, you know, they can either sink or you know, sink or float with the band. You know, I thought they picked a awesome singer with Howard. Too bad they only released like 2 albums with them. But I think this one's a classic. Like I said, I remember getting it and just listening to it all the time. And it's like one of the best metal albums I think I've heard in a while at the time. And I still listen to it all the time. I think all 3 Howard albums are good. I heard Adam D is making a new album with Howard. And I don't think they have a band name yet. I know Howard's got a cool band with Light the Torch. And he's been in a couple of other cooler bands, like, you know, what is it? The W No is a cool band. I want to say Light the Torch and W No is like the same band. They just had to change the name. But I just remember getting this. I was looking it up on Wikipedia. I didn't know this album went gold. I thought it would have kind of went platinum, you know. I feel like this album was everywhere. I know When Darkness Falls was on the Freddy versus Jason soundtrack, and that's like the first song that you heard without Howard Jones on vocals, and like, wow, I gotta get that soundtrack just to hear what they sound like with Howard, you know. But they had a lot of great bands on there. I remember the song End of Heartache was on the Resident Evil soundtrack. I know they changed it a little bit. I know in that version, like, Howard didn't scream as much. Like, I like both versions, you know. I think I like the original version the best. I didn't know that for a while. They kind of produced it to be more radio friendly. But, you know, I think it was last year, the year before last. It might have been 2 years ago or 3 years ago. They finally released this on vinyl, and I got it. And it's got all the different, it's got, like, you know, B-sides and kind of unreleased songs. And it's got the Resident Evil 2 version of In the Heartache. But, I mean, what can I say about this album? I think it's one of the best metal albums ever made. Like I said, I think metalcore is kind of a bad name. I think it's just metal to me. I'm surprised they're not as big as like a band like Lamb of God. I'm surprised that all the metalcore bands that came out around that time, the Lamb of God is kind of the biggest. I would think, you know, Killswitch Engage would have been the biggest. You know, they're definitely my favorite out of that era. I think they have the best songs. But like I said, it's just I'm not going to yak too much today about it, because trying to keep my podcast a little shorter. It's like running like an hour and a half each podcast. But like I say, if you haven't heard this album and you listen to metal, I'll definitely, you know, check it out. I'm sure there's some metalheads out there. It's like, oh man, that's like fucking pop music, you know. But I don't know, it's pretty heavy to me. It's heavy, I mean, it's melodic, and the songs are just like amazing. I had to listen to it at work today. But if you like heavy metal and you haven't listened to Killswitch Engage or this album, definitely check it out. Howard is a great singer and a great frontman. I'm glad I got to see them before Jesse was back in the band. So I've got to see them with both singers now. And, you know, they kind of compare them. They're both awesome, I think. They're both good. I don't like Howard or Jesse more than the other. I think they're both great. And I think they both fit into Killswitch. I know Killswitch Engage is making a new album. And they haven't really put out an album since 2019. But a great band, great album. Like I said, if you're a metalhead and you haven't not listened to them, what are you doing, man? You know, go check it out.
må jeg bortsette snørva og ikke ha giddet å lese litt lokalhistorie om området her før dere kommer valsende inn på den helvetes nedtraktoren deres. Under annen verdenskrig så var Østfold en utrolig viktig plass for tyskerne. Det var en holdeplass for tyske krigsskip. Folk ble torturert og banket og mishandlet hver eneste dag. Tror meg når jeg sier det. Det her var onde satans jævla.
Sigar? Fortune and glory, kid.
Det kan være mye, ikke sant?
The second movie I wanted to talk about today is the 2009 Norwegian comedy horror. I saw in the trailer to the second movie, or the third movie I was talking about today, is a sequel to this. It's called a Zomcom. This was the best Zomcom since Shaun of the Dead, which is kind of fitting. Like, I didn't even mean to do that in this episode. Like, I didn't realize that it was the 20th anniversary of Shaun of the Dead today. That the day I'm filming this, I don't know if I probably won't get it finished today, but and it was 2004, and then the Killswitch Engage album I kind of reviewed and talked about and came out in 2004 too. And I don't plan shit like that. It just kind of happens. But anyway, I'm talking about the 2009 Zomcom horror comedy directed by Tommy Wirkola. Sorry if I butchered his name, but called Dead Snow. And this movie is awesome, and I like the sequel even more. I'm about to talk about that next. Sorry, Vin Diesel this went by. Vin Diesel and Paul Walker this went by. Sorry about that. Anyway, I think I saw this movie. I can't remember where I heard about it. I think they had the second one on Netflix, and then I think I bought this one just to kind of check it out. And it's all in, I think, Swedish, I think, is the language, and it's all dubbed. That kind of shit doesn't bother me. I know it bothers some people, but this is a fun movie. Probably one of the funnest zombie horror comedies. Like, it kind of has like an Evil Dead, like Brain Dead, Dead Alive kind of vibe. Even one of the characters has a Brain Dead shirt on, which I've reviewed one of those movies. Anyway, it's about a group of friends that goes up into the Norwegian mountains. I think it's Norwegian, it might be Norway. And they find some gold underneath their cabin, and it awakens some cursed zombies, but not some ordinary zombies, Nazi zombies. And it's just a fun flick. And, you can tell it didn't really have a lot of budget, but it's just so fun, such a fun flick. It took me a while to kind of grab it, but I think I just bought it on Amazon. I might have bought the first one and the second one about the same time, and I think I watched them back to back. It's good for a two-parter because the second one kind of connects to this one. It kind of connects to this one, and I think I like the second one more. I'm about to talk about that one. That'll be my third movie I'll talk about. Surprise! Spoiler alert! But such a fun movie. There's one part in the zombie, a lot of gore, a lot of cool zombie effects, practical gore which I love. I love Tommy. The director, what's his name? Let's see. What did I say? Tommy Wirkola. He's a great director. He directed Violent Night. I don't know if you've seen that with David Harbour, where he's like a Santa Claus. That kind of, it's almost like Die Hard meets Silent Night. It's really cool. But anyway, he's a great director, and when he comes out with something, I always try to check it out. He's one of the really good new directors that it's real interesting. And that podcast I was talking about with was the best movies never made. I think Josh Miller, the guy that kind of does the podcast, I think he wrote that movie too. I think he wrote some of the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. But anyway, fun movie. Probably one of the best horror zomcoms I've seen in a while. This is my kind of style of horror movies. I love it. The second one's even more batshit crazy. I love it. Sorry, Van Diesel went by again. But it's just so much fun. It's just a fun movie. This is my style of horror movies. Very, very cool. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out if you like horror and horror comedy. I love horror comedy, but that's like my favorite genre. But definitely check them out if you haven't. Dead Snow 1.
Martin, can you hear me? Are you there?
Things came from the snow. Nazis.
The little Nazi creatures came up from the earth.
When we found you, your right arm was ripped off. We found your arm in the car. The operation was a success.
Is this the zombie squad?
Martin, these are not your textbook zombies. These are cursed zombies, awakened to complete a task given to them. We will take care of this. We are professionals. Looks like we're going to Norway. It's time to go hunting.
That was further than usual.
What do the creatures want?
Revenge.
There they are. They have a tank, I see.
That can't be good.
Your arm, your power. This is how we defeat them. We create an army of our own.
No. That's disgusting.
Let's finish this.
USA! USA!
The second movie I want to talk about is, of course, Dead Snow 2, which picks up directly after Dead Snow 1. And spoiler alert or spoiler warning if you haven't seen it. Can't talk, Southern dialect. But anyway, the only remaining survivor is Martin. And Martin, I don't know the actor that plays Martin, but he's hilarious. He's a great actor. And what happens is Martin tries to give the gold back to the Nazi zombies, but it didn't work out. And so the head, I don't know, SS captain of the zombie squad. Sorry about that. Optimus Prime just went by. These people are fucking annoying. But anyway, the SS captain tries to attack Martin while he's driving away. And Martin drives, he's kind of hanging on to the side of the car while Martin's trying to get away. And Martin kind of swerves his car into a incoming semi. And the zombies, Martin's arm, I can't remember if Martin's arm gets cut off in the first one or this one. But the SS captain, zombie captain's arm gets severed too from the truck. And Martin crashes over a ravine. Well, the authorities find Martin and put the zombie arm back onto Martin. So the authorities and the cops think that Martin killed all his friends, and he's like a mass murderer. But Martin, the zombie arm, has kind of a mind of its own and starts killing people, kind of like the movie Idle Hands. I don't know if you've ever seen that. And Martin's trying to control it while these zombies are kind of, I can't remember what the Nazi zombie, they're trying to go somewhere, and I don't know if they're trying to find Martin or they're trying to find something. I can't remember. I haven't watched it in a while. But Martin realizes that his zombie hand can make other zombies. And Martin calls this group in the U.S. called the Zombie Squad, which is pretty much just like kind of basically three nerds. One of them is Martin Starr, that's from Freaks and Geeks. He's in a lot of stuff now. The new Spider-Man movies. He plays Peter Parker's one of his teachers, and he's great in the movie, actually. It's him and two other girls, and they come to Norway. They kind of help Martin fight off these Nazi zombies. And the way they kind of figure out how to beat the Nazi zombies, that they kind of, Martin's hand tries to revive like a Russian soldiers that got kind of buried underneath the mountains. So Martin goes there with the Martin Starr's character and revives these zombies to revive the Russian zombies to fight the Nazi zombies. That's kind of the abridged version, but it's such a fun movie. It is batshit crazy though. Like, the movie is awesome. Sorry, Optimus Prime went by again. But it's just such a fun movie. If you like this kind of genre, it's just got a lot of creativity. This is what movies are made for. There's no political agenda. There's no preachy bullshit. They don't throw characters in there just to have them. It's just a fun movie. It's one of the funnest movies I think I've watched in a while. I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Why can't there be more movies like this? And there's one scene at the end that I was watching this movie. My wife came home to catch the ending, and Martin, another spoiler alert, he kind of beats all the Nazi zombies. Everything's cool, and he goes and uses a zombie arm to revive his dead zombie girlfriend, and they get it on in the back seat while Totally Eclipse of the Heart's playing in the background. My wife is like, what the fuck are you watching? She's like, oh my god. And every time I hear that song, she's like, you totally ruined that song for me, babe. Like, I think about that scene, and I just tell her you're welcome. Anyway, Dead Snow 1, Dead Snow 2, check it out. It was on Netflix for a while, Dead Snow 2. They might both be on Tubi now. But, I mean, just stop what you're doing. I don't care if you're in the middle of surgery and you're a surgeon and you're doing open heart surgery. Stop what you're doing and go watch this. I'm totally just kidding. That's my dark, black sense of humor. If you're masturbating, then stop what you're doing and watch it. There were rumors that the director wants to make a third one with the zombie Hitler. So, crazy. I've heard rumors. I thought the actor that played Martin sadly passed away, but I'm not sure on that. I tried to look it up before I made this, and that's maybe why they haven't really made another one. I think the director is kind of getting more and more higher profile movies. I think he's trying to make the transition to American movies, which is totally understandable. But I wish he would go back to his roots and just make one more or 10 of these movies. That'd be amazing. But anyway, Dead Snow 2 from 2014, a blast of a movie. If you want something crazy and just something fun to watch, Dead Snow 2, watch it. This part of the podcast, I kind of wanted just to kind of, this is the part where I kind of, what God's kind of laid on my heart to kind of say. This week, I kind of want to talk about self-worth, just how you value yourself, and this kind of, how can I put this? Just how you see yourself and how you treat yourself. I kind of struggle with this. Like, I have a hard time with this. I've always had a hard time with this in my life. This kind of, a lot of people get their self-worth through how people see them. And I'm just as bad. I used to worry so much about that. I still do. If people, will people like me? The older I get, the more I'm starting not to care. And it's sad it took 43 years to get there. But, you know, a lot of people, you know, they kind of follow the crowd. They kind of fit in and have people like them. They'll say things and follow things. They'll vote for politicians because they think it's a popular thing to do, or people, you know, will like them, even if it goes against their principles and morals. And, you know, I've done the same thing, you know, like it's kind of easier to go, you know, that route. What's Sweetwater, what's their slogan? Don't follow the mainstream or something like that. You know, God's made you uniquely, you know, God's made you your own special person with your own special kind of wants and needs and your own kind of character. And, why should you kind of be like every other person or dress like every other person or like what people like or, you know, God's made you uniquely, you know, you should act like on that, you know, your own unique voice. I've even done that, you know, just kind of, it's just so much easier to kind of do that. And I'm getting off on a tangent, but, you know, how do I put this? Like, kind of like, you know, step back and kind of like, you know, say like, you know, love yourself, but, you know, in a modest way, you know, appreciate yourself. But so many Christians I met, they don't do that in a modest way. They have such an ego. I met so many men of God that have an ego and need to be humbled really bad. Do it in a humbling way, but, you know, love yourself, you know, appreciate yourself, you know, self-love, you know, that's what I'm trying to say. But, anyway, I got some Bible verses here I wanted to kind of say. Let's see. The main one that keeps kind of popping up is Genesis 1:26. You are valuable. I can't talk valuable because of who you are. You are made in God's image, according to His likeness. I thought that was a good one. A long time ago, even before God created you, before He created this universe, you were the focus of His love. I mean, that is, to me, that just kind of says a lot about God. And He's a God of love. He's not a God of anger or a God of hate or you know, so much stuff in the world, you know, so much division, so much kind of racial division and you know, division with politics and this, you know, religions, and it's all this shit going on today. It's good to hear that, you know, the God of the universe loves you and has a purpose for you. I'm still trying to figure out my purpose, just like a lot of people. I feel like a lost soul wandering the earth. But yeah, this it's weird how I came up. I kept praying, you know, God, you know, give me an idea that kind of, you know, have a message for my podcast. And it came in the weirdest way, and I hate telling this story because I just can't stand Joel Osteen. I think he's the biggest phony preacher in the world. And anyway, my mother-in-law watches him. My mother-in-law likes him. And I try not to say anything around her because she's such a sweet lady. I don't want to hurt her feelings. But she was watching him one Sunday, and I kind of sat down. We were over there at their house. I sat down, and I kind of was watching it with her, and he was talking about self-love, you know, and what he was saying kind of made sense to me, and I cannot believe I actually agree with this guy. But what he was saying, you know, was I totally agreed with, you know, and, you know, God works in weird ways like that, where, you know, he speaks to you in the weirdest, mysterious ways, and at least he gave me an idea to do, you know, kind of do this message on my podcast today. But whoever's hearing this, the two people that listen to my podcast, you know, maybe God's talking through me to you. You know, I'm still kind of trying to find my purpose in life and meaning, and I still work on self-love and self-respect. You know, I kind of make jokes and kind of poke fun at myself all the time, you know, and I have low self-esteem. And I think a lot of people do. And, you know, have confidence in the Lord, you know, take your problems and put them at, you know, God's feet. because he does love you. I know a lot of people have been through a lot. I've been through a lot, in life, and sometimes, to get through it, you can't do it by yourself. You need something, you need something higher, some higher power, to kind of guide you through, and maybe turn to the Lord, to help you. That's kind of what I did, So I just think I just kind of got burned out and tired, of life sometimes, just got so depressed, and I can kind of feel recently that, God turned my life around, just kind of because I turned to Him. Maybe you can do the same for you. I'm just going to pray real quick, and I'll end this segment, and we'll end the podcast. Dear Lord, whoever's listening, I hope they kind of come to you, like through me, or anyway, through something else, through some kind of other medium. Lord, I hope they just find you and turn to you and guide them, and bless them with, whoever's listening, bless them with self-respect and self-love, and just confidence in through you, Lord Jesus. Jesus, I pray, amen. So that was it. That wasn't too bad, was it? But anyway, I was going to do kind of a little message each podcast, and like I said, if you don't like it, just kind of fast forward through it. It's all good. You won't hurt my feelings. So on to the next segment.
I kick ass for the Lord.
All right, guys. Sadly, that is the end of the podcast.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, no, to the no.
Party's over.
I had fun. I hope you did too. Before you leave, before you, watch some news about P. Diddy going to jail. I want to do like a couple of top 10 lists. Let's check this out right here before you leave, right real quick. Let's see what I got in my notes. Give me 2 seconds. Let's see what we got here. Okay. With Halloween being right around the corner, I was gonna share my favorite horror movies I had to watch each Halloween. I pretty much watch horror movies year round, so it's really not no different. But just Halloween, it makes it even that more special. But starting with number 10, these are my top 10 horror movies. This is really hard list to make too, very hard. But I think I got it right this time. And the 2 people listening to my podcast, you can totally make fun of me in the comments. Let's see what we got right here. Coming at number 10 is Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Which I think that's one of the first horror movies I ever saw in a movie theater, which is still one of my favorite. I think I even like it better than the first one. But I just think the kills are kind of fun. I think Freddy's fun in that movie. I love when me and my wife are going somewhere, and I actually quoted this line. I didn't say it to my wife. I would never do that. But it's like, he turned into the TV, and kind of those mechanical arms come out of the TV and kind of grabbed that girl and was like, "Welcome to primetime, bitch." And I was like, oh yeah, that's hilarious. That's awesome. But anyway, coming at number 9, and I'm gonna lose my horror card for this. And if anybody ever listens to my podcast, I'd totally probably get some probably nasty comments in my comment section. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I love this movie. One of my podcasts was dedicated to it, and I love. I think fucking Dennis Hopper is crazy than any of the Sawyer family, but great sequel, great movie. I wish Tobe Hooper would have made more of them. Like I said, I'm in on my back porch. It might get a little loud. A race car or airplane might go by, or a swamp boat. So just bear with me. I do live kind of in the country. But coming in at number 8 is Friday 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, another classic. I think the best Jason movie, in my opinion, but I love them all. There's a podcast I listen to called The Best Movies Never Made. And I think one of the guys on there, it's Josh Miller, I think, and Stevie Scarlata. I can't believe I got their names right. They'll probably never hear my podcast. But I think Josh was saying that all the Friday the 13th series is like if all the Die Hard movies took place at the Nakatomi Building, it's pretty much all the Friday 13th movies all take place at Crystal Lake, and they got away with it. I think that's kind of hilarious, if you know what I mean. Let's see, coming in at number 7 is Shaun of the Dead, and we talked about that awesome movie today, and this movie's really grown on me over the years. I don't know why I didn't get it the first time I saw it. Some movies I just get right away, kind of like albums. Some albums I just don't get right away. It takes me a little while because I'm probably a fucking moron. But is that number 7? Coming at number 6 is The Devil's Rejects, Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects, and I'm really surprised I haven't talked about this movie yet on my podcast. I'm gonna have to soon, really soon. Coming at number 5 is Clive Barker's Nightbreed. Oh, I love this movie so much. I had a friend show it to me one time, and I had no idea the goodness and the horror boner that I would get every time I watch this movie. But coming at number 4 is Halloween 2. Not Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but the original Halloween 2. I think I love this better than the original Halloween, and I think the original Halloween's not even on my list. But anyway, awesome movie. Coming at number 3 is George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Classic. Like, this is another movie that took a while for me to get into. Now I love it. I think it's like a work of art. Anyway, number 2 is Peter Jackson's Dead Alive, or some other I think a rocket this went by. Some other countries it's Brain Dead, but this movie needs like a re-release bad on Blu-ray, 4K, or streaming or something. But an excellent movie. Number 1, and if you know me, it's no big surprise, Evil Dead 2. Woo! But anyway, thanks for listening. Had a good time. Hope you did too. I saw that what was I gonna say? I was talking to my wife about this. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Maybe I'll think of it. But anyway, I was gonna play out with one last song. I was gonna kind of change it up, you know. As much metal as I play in here, I was gonna play like maybe some classic rock. I kind of got in this band, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. I really started getting into them last couple of years. I think they're just a really talented band. They write songs about monsters and aliens, and this song I think is about alien abduction. And the band I'm talking about is Blue Oyster Cult, and I love this song. This is a really underrated song called Take Me Away. It's by their album Revolution by Night. Great song. I saw them live a couple of years ago. They played at this place called Variety Playhouse, and UFO was supposed to open up for them, but some reason UFO canceled, and I think one of the members died. I'm not sure if it's Pete Way. But anyway, I was kind of disappointed to get to see UFO because I love UFO, and you know, sadly Michael Schenker hasn't been in the band in a while. But anyway, we're talking about Blue Oyster Cult. But anyway, this song's really like a classic. I think the first time I think the reason why I got more into Blue Oyster Cult was because Metallica covered one of their songs on Garage Inc. But I love this song. This song's so catchy. I kind of found it by accident. I think I was watching Vivo late at night on YouTube on my TV, and I was just kind of playing Blue Oyster Cult songs, and it just kind of came on. The video was cool. It's kind of an old cheesy video, but I loved it. But the song is so catchy. I'm gonna play it for you now, and I can't remember what I was. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say now. Me and my wife are watching the movie Barbarian. I don't know if you've seen that with Justin Long and Bill Skarsgård. But anyway, the director of that is going to film or make a new Resident Evil movie. That's what I read today. So that would be cool. Speaking of Bill Skarsgård, can't talk. I've not seen the new Crow movie yet, and I heard it's horrible, but I still want to see it because I love the original. Anyway, that's the podcast. That's episode 11, volume 11.
Don't try and church it up, son.
And I hope you dig it, and I'll see you next time.